Coming up on Tiger News, find out why a University of Memphis professor is under fire for a post on social media.
And also, see what a U.S. congressman was doing on the U of M campus. Tiger News starts right now.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Tiger News. I'm Marcus Dandridge.
And I'm Raven Copeland. Thanks for joining us.
House Democrats introduced articles of impeachment recently against President Donald Trump, though they acknowledge their efforts have no chance of success while Republicans control both houses of Congress. Congressman Steve Cohen, the representative for Tennessee's 9th Congressional District, introduced 5 articles of impeachment that include obstruction of justice for Trump's decision to fire former FBI Director James Comey and undermining the freedom of the press, among other things. White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders responded in a statement saying, time spent for calling on Trump's impeachment would, quote, would be better spent focusing on tax relief and for American families and businesses. She said, quote, it's disappointing that extremists in Congress still refuse to accept the president's decisive victory in last year's election, end of quote. Congressman Cohen was also at the University of Memphis campus this past Monday for a legislative luncheon. Students had the opportunity to hear from Congressman Cohen and ask him any questions that they had. The main topic at the event was, what will be the next step for those who support the Democratic Party's move of trying to impeach President Trump? He was there for over 2 hours, and over 200 students came out to discuss.
A University of Memphis professor is facing backlash after an insensitive tweet to former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee. In the tweet about Mr. Huckabee's daughter, White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders, clinical assistant professor Judy Cole wrote, quote, if she froze to death, she wouldn't be missed, end quote. The tweet was a response to Mr. Huckabee's tweet thanking a U.S. Army pilot who gave Ms. Sanders his jacket during a visit to South Korea with President Trump. The former governor pointed out Ms. Cole was a professor at the U of M and said he felt sorry for her students.
As we get closer to the spring semester, it's time to start thinking about ways to spend your summer. One option is to study abroad. Many times students can give up on the opportunity to study overseas because of the high cost of tuition, tickets, and passports. The University of Memphis Center of International Education has announced a new scholarship to help with these costs. The Student Abroad Access Initiative was created to help under-resourced students have the chance to study overseas. To find out more about this and other scholarship opportunities, go online to memphis.edu/abroad.
While attending school, some students don't just go to class. Tiger News reporter Maisa Quaden has more on what else students can do.
Outside the classroom, University of Memphis students can join more than 200 campus organizations. Jessie Deckert, an Assistant Director of Community Engagement and Campus Partnership, supports student involvement.
I believe that you are paying for your education to be here. You have this nice little thing on your bill called a student activity fee, and that is what helps fund the many programs and engagement opportunities we have on campus. So I really think it's important for you to capitalize on that experience.
I think student involvement is essential because it helps a lot of students who are able to network from that point forward, and it opens up opportunities, sometimes even job opportunities after school.
While some students gain much satisfaction from their involvement, others avoid joining campus organizations.
I am involved in an organization currently, but I'm probably going to quit it soon because it's hard to manage that with work and school and, following any hobbies that I want to pursue.
One of the primary reasons was because of a busier schedule with taking higher level classes, and another primary reason was that if I was truly not interested in the organization, then I just wouldn't join.
For Tiger News, Maisa Jabi, the University of Memphis.
To get more involved, students can visit tigerzone.com to see what organizations are at the university.
When we come back, we'll talk about what the Memphis Tigers football team needs to do to win the conference championship and take a look at an unusual sport that's gaining popularity in the Mid-South.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
I'm a single mother, and I was the main one working, so I never thought that I could go back to school, you know? My sister, my mother, everybody wanted to help me with my kids. I could not have gotten my diploma without my family.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Don't ignore the subtext. It's on us to intervene in sexual assault. Because we can. Take the pledge at itsonus.org.
What if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow. My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
With one game left in the regular season, Tiger News reporter Natalie Brewer has our preview.
Good morning, everyone. I'm joined once again with John Morgan Bell, who is the sports editor for the Daily Helmsman here at the University of Memphis. John, how are you?
Doing good.
Good. We're glad to have you again. So the Tigers clinched the AAC West Division title last weekend with their win over SMU. What are some things that you think the Tigers need to carry over going into their game against East Carolina this weekend?
You know, Riley Ferguson and Anthony Miller played well as usual. You know, a couple touchdowns between the two of them, a lot of yards. But I think the running game really picked up last week. Two runners over 100 yards with Patrick Taylor and Darrell Henderson. They both had 2 touchdowns each. So that running game needs to continue, especially carrying over into potentially the AAC championship game in a couple of weeks. But I think the running game really helped them out.
All right, and so this coming weekend against East Carolina is the last regular season game for the Tigers. What is the significance of this game?
Well, the Tigers have not gone undefeated at home since, I think, the mid-'60s when the Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium first opened. So I think that's of huge significance right there, but also they're climbing up the rankings, getting better each week, and it looks like if they win out, it's a potential they can make a big-time bowl game. And so, you know, that's great for the program, great for recruiting, and great for the city in general, just to see the success of the program continue to get better and better. And I think it can really propel this program to get even better in the future.
All right, and earlier you mentioned the AAC championship game. So we will play the winner of the South Florida, Central Florida game. Who do you think is a better matchup for the Tigers?
Well, considering Central Florida beat us pretty good earlier in the season, I think South Florida is the better matchup for the Tigers just because their defense isn't as solid. The Tigers' offense has been great all year, clicking on all cylinders, and they can put up points on anybody. But if a defense is struggling, this Tigers' defense will find their weakness and exploit it. And so both teams are going to be able to score on this Tiger defense. That's just how it's been all year. But the Tigers win games by outscoring people, and I think they've got the better chance to score more points on South Florida.
All right. Well, John, thanks for being here again today. And the Tigers have their last regular season game this Saturday at 11 a.m. So if you haven't made it out for a game, you still have one more chance. So, John, I'm sure we'll be talking to you again soon.
Thank you.
All right.
After losing their season opener against Alabama, the University of Memphis basketball team captured their first win last Tuesday against Little Rock with a score of 70-62. Up next for the Tigers are the University of New Orleans and Northern Kentucky.
Since 2011, the Mid-South Ice House has been a sport to some Southerners. Tiger News' Nathan Galloway has more.
Curling may not be the most popular sport in the South. However, one curling league is looking to change that.
The Mid-South Curling Club plays at the Mid-South Ice House in Olive Branch, Mississippi, which is also where the Memphis Tigers hockey team plays. Speaking of the university, one of its professors was encouraged by a friend to go to a Learn to Curl and is now a member.
I said, well, let's go. And we went and had a good time, and they said we were starting some competitive leagues. And so we both signed up, and I've been doing it ever since.
Dr. Thompson believes not many people know the sport. The club's president gave an interesting comparison.
It's a sport that is somewhere in between shuffleboard and chess. The mechanics of the game is you're throwing a stone down the ice, trying to get to the middle of the rings, and the strategy of the game is a lot like chess, where you're always planning the game many moves in advance. You're setting up your shots for the next shot, and you really don't score points until the very end of the game.
Since its beginning, the club has seen gradual increase in interest.
The league we have right now is the biggest we've had so far, and they're continuing to do the Learn to Curls and getting a really good response to them, so it's been quite a success.
Lou wants people in the Memphis area to join and believes it would be easy for them to get into the sport.
Curling's one of those sports where it's really easy to start playing and start having fun with it.
You can visit the Mid-South Ice House website to learn more about the club and register for Learn to Curl events. Next on Tiger News, see how an on-campus sorority helped raise money for kids at a Memphis hospital.
What to expect when you're expecting
Like here.
a teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys, preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
So we were walking to school.
I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's
I really
smart.
want cheese pizza.
Sometimes her mind wanders.
We should have a sleepover.
I remember saying, Laura?
I think I heard Mom say something.
The sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
I really hope she doesn't
I
have
really
another
hope I
bad
don't
day
have
at
another
school
bad day at
today.
school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help.
You were probably going to turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Work has officially begun on the new Amazon Distribution Center on East Holmes Road in Southeast Memphis. The 615,000 square foot facility will create more than 600 new jobs for the Mid-South. If all goes according to plan, the online retailer hopes to open the new building by the end of next year.
A University of Memphis sorority put on a fun event for a good cause this past week. This year at
This is Phi Mu Sorority's annual Bonamy event, and it's just a fun carnival where people come and there's different stations and you can do fun stuff like Hi Phi Mu, or there's cornhole, things like that, and it's to raise money for Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
Some of those included playing cornhole, pieing the FIMU painting pumpkins, and even bobbing for apples. All while enjoying some cotton candy. All the proceeds from this event went to Labana Children's Medical Center here in Memphis. Overton Square will be inventing Labana Children's Hospital patients to the annual Overton Square tree lighting event. The patients will use magic light wands in order to bring a glow to the square. It is open to the public and free of charge for you and your family to enjoy holiday carols from Hutchinson and Snowden school choirs. There will also be pictures with Santa, Christmas crafts, cookies, and hot chocolate. The event will take place at Tower Courtyard on December 1st at 5 p.m. For more information, visit overtonsquare.com.
Crosstown Concourse is now hosting an exhibit exploring the tensions brought on by race and cultural differences through artistic narratives. The Art Race Violence series will continue through January 14th.
American history can be uncomfortable, to say the least. Stories of social injustice are as common as those of ingenuity and achievement, but they rarely get the same exposure. Even now, racial tensions persist, flaring up at the latest reports of police brutality and systematic discrimination. This is something that a group of artists at Crosstown hopes to change with Art Race Violence, an exhibit of works of varying forms that explore the history and issues of race relations in America. The goal of the show is to expose a side of history that is often obscured, whether it happened intentionally or just faded over time.
So hopefully people are exposed to things that they maybe had not thought about, or for other people maybe this is a way to share a message and say this is an issue that I faced. Or
the timing of the show is no coincidence either. It comes on the 100th anniversary of the lynching of L. Persons, a moment in Memphis history that is often forgotten, but the exhibit hopes to bring it and events like it back into the public eye.
Well, I hope that people will think about their role in history and how to make things better in the future.
Reflection is just part of what the series hopes to accomplish. The curators of the exhibit hope to show that no matter how dark history may be, it is never forgotten and never repeated. For Tiger News, I'm Alex Talley.
The Art Race Violence series will continue through January 14th, with a community discussion scheduled for November 29th. The Memphis Farmers Market is winding down its 2017 season, but there is still one more event. The holiday market will be held December 9th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Farmers Market location on South Main Street. The event is free to attend and marks the official end of the season. The Memphis Farmers Market will reopen in April with more exciting events to kick off the spring season.
After the break, see why sneakers were everywhere downtown this past weekend, and how a University of Memphis organization celebrated its roots.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Hey, look, it's those guys.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you are beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. The whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
Thanks.
Sneakers took over this past weekend as Memphians and other sneaker enthusiasts were buying, selling, and trading their favorite shoes. SneakerCon, known as the greatest show on earth, made a stop in Memphis at the Cannon Center before heading to London for its world tour. The event consisted of numerous clothing and accessory vendors, but more importantly, sneakers. There were tons of shoes everywhere, and the people in attendance were there with a purpose.
And I've been a sneakerhead since obviously like 10 years old. So as far as just me saving up a little change on sneakers, it's just been about that life since I've been 10. So I just do this for the culture, man.
The festival lasted from noon until 7 o'clock that night and had people constantly coming in and out the door. Some who attended even had comments on the price of shoes in the store compared to the price of them at events like SneakerCon.
Like the prices in the stores, you know, it's always set price. But with vendors, you know what I'm saying, some of them more lenient, or some of them might want more aggressive price than, you know what I'm saying, what's in the store. So it really depends on if you're just really trying to swap out something, or if you're trying to get something brand new still in the plastic, you know. So I mean, it's got its pros and its cons both ways.
SneakerCon will be back in Memphis next year in the fall. Until then, it will be on its world tour in cities like London, Berlin, China, and many more.
The African Student Association held their first AfroFest Friday, November 17th in the UC Ballroom to celebrate African culture and pride. Tiger News reporter Brittany Cousins spoke with the membership chairman and secretary of the African Students Association for more insight about the fest.
The AfroFest 2017 brought awareness to African culture, paying homage to different aspects by incorporating African art made by local artists, dance competitions, and live music performances. Nicholas Dickens, membership chairman of the African Students Association, believes that the fest isn't just about embracing African music culture, but getting people to see that it embraces other music cultures too.
We're having the Afrofest because we want people to know that there's like different forms of hip hop, but from other countries, and like how African cultures embrace American cultures, and it's like just like a big melting pot.
The Afrofest is not only meant to bring awareness to African culture, but also to bring together the student community here at the University of Memphis. For Christina Mays, the secretary of the African Students Association, the fest is not only bringing together the students at the University of Memphis, but also welcoming African families into the community.
We're opening up the campus to not only students that go to the University of Memphis that are African and non-African, but also the African families and the communities around the school and actually a little further from the school.
The next Afrofest will be held at the University of Memphis in October of 2018. Reporting for Tiger News at the University of Memphis, I'm Brittany Kuzan.
For more information about the African Students Association, visit www.memphis.edu/multicultural affairs.
The holidays are coming up, and we have a few ways for you to save money. We'll have more when we come back.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
be nice. She's new. Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened? Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi. You mean you were driving? Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
Holidays are times when most people travel to different places, which can be costly sometimes. To avoid spending a lot of money, you can look for free activities in that specific area, like museums. Also, instead of spending lots of money on food, you can bring snacks and beverages during outings. You can also save your pockets by staying outside of the city you're visiting, because most places with big tourist attractions are expensive.
For many University of Memphis students, staying safe on campus is a top priority. An app introduced this past spring could also help. Tiger News' Natalie Brewer has more.
At the University of Memphis, crime prevention is a top priority. With a recent lighting upgrade in higher traffic areas and emergency service call buttons easily accessible, students can feel secure while on campus. Emergency call buttons like this one behind me can be found every 300 to 500 feet across the University of Memphis campus. Now, the new Live Safe app could help to fill the gaps in between. The Live Safe app gives students a one-touch connection to campus police, as well as features like location tracking and non-emergency tip reporting.
The good thing about it, the nice thing I like, is we got a complaint about a particular vehicle, and the person snapped a shot of the vehicle, including the license plate, and sent it to us.
Chief Myers also said some things to remember to help you stay safe on campus are to unplug and put down your cell phone, be aware of your surroundings, and always trust your instincts.
I have never personally felt unsafe, but I definitely wouldn't walk across campus at night by myself. I live across the train tracks, and I'm particularly stationed in the Gather. So I'll walk across campus pretty much every single day, and for my night classes, I have my boyfriend come pick me up.
While improving campus security will always be a priority at the University of Memphis, it's important for students to exercise their common sense while walking across campus in the daytime or at night. The Live Safe app is available for download on the Google Play Store and on the App Store. Reporting for Tiger News, I'm Natalie Brewer.
The Live Safe app also notifies students and faculty of any crime that occurs on or around campus. When we come back, find out how students at the University of Memphis can win scholarship money and what Billboard artists that came to campus.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey, she's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
This past Saturday, the University of Memphis held its annual Bluff City Bash concert. The platinum recording artist 21 Savage was headliner of the show, performing his Billboard Top 10 song Bank Account and other songs off of his recent album, Issa. Opening the show was students from the university, starting with DJ King, who was a junior at the university, and a performance from Little Tony, an undeclared freshman. The concert was free and open to the public and brought out 2,500 people. The Activities Council will be bringing another show in the spring semester.
University of Memphis students can receive scholarships in many ways, and a pageant on campus is one of them. The competition is for women enrolled at the University of Memphis, and the winner receives a cash prize. The Phi Beta Sigma fraternity hosts the annual Miss Delta Nu event, which features 8 to 12 contestants. And that's all the time we have for Tiger News. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great day.